It's time. I think the last time I made one of these was in like August of last year, so it's been a while. But I have what I think is going to be a really good idea. So here is my inspiration. So as you can see, sunflowers. So I've made a list of everything I'm gonna have to do. So I start with the clay, then the eyes and the teeth. Then I do the long process of painting. Then the longer process of sewing the clothes. And then everything else after that is pretty easy. And then we end with a little photo shoot. So I've drawn this little photo of pretty much what I have in mind. So for the doll, I'm going to be using this one because there's more head space, and pretty much my plan is to have like the center seed part and then have the petals kind of coming off the middle. But basically when I'm making a Gwowy, I'm not able to use like the oven baked clays and stuff, and so we're gonna start out with covering her in this and then kind of shaping the face, and then after that we just kind of have to wait a few days until we're able to start painting. I'm not really sure what the best way for me to film this is. I'm gonna try my best to make it visible, but sorry if this next part is kind of terrible. Forgot to pick out the eyes. I forgot to pick out the eyes, so I'm gonna pick out the eyes real quick. I guess we have two choices. It's probably gonna be these ones, but I don't know yet. I'll give you a little angle change. How long is this? 20 minutes. Takes a few tries. Ooh, wait, these ones are nice. Did I get it right away? I'll do a little,
So good.
This is where we're at so far. So I know it's not great, but usually they don't look this good in the beginning, so I think I'm a little excited. this is gonna be where I stop for today. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm back. It's a new day now. Day 2 of this project. And before we start anything, I have a new microphone, so let's test it out. Here is the microphone. Unboxing video. Oh, no, it's upside down. Oopsies. Ta-da! Testing my new microphone. Please work. More. I'm not sure how much better this actually sounds, but it clips on, and so I like it better. Now, even more important than the microphone, I have another thing. It's not good. What? We're gonna hang this up on my wall. Okay, let's unwrap this baby. Stop this. Okay. Wow. 1974. I guess I should tell you, he's a French mime. This is him with Michael Jackson. And now we're gonna put him up on my wall. It smells like old people. And I don't want to damage it by using thumbtacks or anything, so I'm just gonna be using some tape to put it up. Wait for recording.
All these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I don't wanna live like that. Why you want more? Why you want act like that? Why you play hard? Know what's always done. Back and forth pushing yourself, make you piss off like depression.
What? I need to show my boyfriend. I will be right back.
Okay, I have the photo up, the poster, and after going back and watching the video, I realized that this microphone is terrible. So I'm gonna switch back to my other one. Howdy ho. Okay, back to the old microphone. Does this sound better? Does it sound better? Does it sound better? Does it sound better? Does it sound better? I hope so. Let me see. Okay, it sounds better, so now we can start. What am I doing? Oh, I need to finish up the clay on the doll, and then once that dries, we can start painting. Let's do it. So this is the setup that I have for all the colors. I definitely won't be using all of these, but this is my general idea for the colors that I'll be using. I'm thinking this for like the main face, and then obviously the petals with lots of white, and then for any leaf details and possibly some like arm and leg details, and then just for some little like highlights and stuff, I'm thinking the pink. And then this is my tiny little paintbrush setup. And now we can go ahead and start this long process. This part I didn't record much of because it was just such a long process. But I'm basically just painting the entire body green. And at this point, she was looking very cursed. And at last, I had finally finished painting her entire body. And then it was time to start another long process, which was going to be the hair. So for this, I just got a bunch of strands of yarn, about the same length, and brushed them out with a tiny hairbrush until they were a nice fluffy texture. I then had the brilliant idea to put my phone up in my vines to record from above, so I very much apologize for this entire next clip. But what I'm doing here is braiding the hair together, and of course my cat wanted to help me constantly. Then finally I pushed that vine out of the way, which gave you just a few minutes of a better shot until eventually the vine fell back down again. Then I started gluing on each strand of hair to the back of her head, and this quite literally is my least favorite part of the process because my hands literally get covered in super glue after this. Then I took all this extra fluff that was left over after brushing her hair and stuffed it away in this drawer in case I would use it for any sort of future project. Then I fixed up the back of her hair a little bit. And she quite literally was looking amazing at this point. But then again came another treacherous task of making her, which was hand sewing the overalls. And I quite literally was terrified for this part because, well, last time I tried doing this, it didn't go so well. And then because all my brown paint was outside in my studio, I used this chart to make my own browns, and it actually went way better than I thought. Now the process of painting the overalls took me about a week to do because I only had like 30 minutes each morning because I quite literally had 11 hours of marching band practice every single day of the week. Then I had finally finished the overalls, and I was actually incredibly happy with how this turned out, given that I had never hand sewn anything like this before. Then it was time to see if this was actually still going to fit her with all this paint coated on, and to my surprise it did, but it was just a little bit too tight. So to fix the problem I had with the tightness, I was going to cut her open and just remove some stuffing from a few different parts, just to try and get the overalls to fit a little better. I then decided that I didn't quite like the way the overalls looked just by themselves, so I sewed this little undershirt and colored it with some alcohol markers and just placed it right underneath the overalls. Then I began to add in all the little final detail, like this feather necklace, some little leaves, a few moss patches, some tiny flowers to go onto the moss and then onto her hands. And then I also added a few tiny flowers into her hair and this little flower crown. And then I gave her some tiny little boots that I just found in a bin. And then she was ready for the reveal.